After about 600 miles, these shoes have just about had everything they can give me. They're starting to come apart at the seams, but yeah, they've taken a beating. Lost about all my tread on them. Went through the rocks of Pennsylvania. Made it through quite a few different states with a lot of mud and rocks. So I'm looking at these Brooks Cascadias, and I'm thinking it's probably time to upgrade my shoes. So we came into Rutland to go to Verizon. Then we went to the supermarket here. Got way too many groceries. Went to Taco Bell and had lunch and spent quite a bit of time getting my phone to work after I got it replaced. My old phone had my Google two-factor identification on it, and since you couldn't open it, I couldn't do the two-factor identification, so I had to go into Google on the web and deactivate my two-factor. And then I was able to get the phone to take it so I could transfer all my data over, all my apps and stuff like that. But I lost all the video from the last 4 days, or however long I had video for, and then the last couple days worth of pictures. So they weren't able to be recovered off the old phone, so we're missing from Bennington up to Rutland. So FG got new shoes. Nobo Lobo had a pair that he wasn't using. I got new shoes. I got Brooks Cascadia 17s. We're going to give them a shot. I do like the Vibram sole. These do not have the Vibram sole, so we will see if I like them. They have good lugs on them that feel like they will grip good, so hopefully they will work good. FG's old shoes that were 4 days old when they went bad. I filled out the warranty information on Altra's website, so hopefully they will send a coupon for new shoes when we get back. We are heading back into the woods from Rutland. Well, we just got back dropped off at the highway, and it is overgrown right here. Bad. Hopefully once we get into the trees it won't be so bad. So it's not so bad in the woods. We've got a 500-foot climb we just supplied for 4 days to get to Hanover, because today we're only going to make it about 7 more miles, which will give us about 9.5 on the day. But here's the new camera. It is hot and humid and buggy. It rained on us when we were in Rutland. A hard rain came through while we were in Verizon, finishing setting up my phone after lunch. We had a ride scheduled for 8 o'clock this morning. He mixed us up with the 6 o'clock ride he had. So he didn't end up getting us picked up until about 10:30. So by then the Verizon store was open. They were open at 10. I was hoping to have our resupply done and eat and be back on the trail by around 12:30. We didn't get back out here till about 4:30 actually. So we can't get many miles in today. But at least the last few days it's been really rainy in the evening. So we've had to shut down fairly early. But it looks like for the foreseeable future, at least in this area, the rain should be done. So hopefully we'll be able to get some miles in. Ooh, this is up. The mountain is not joking around. There. Rock steps up to your chest over and over and over. Going straight up this mountain. This is ridiculous. So Vermont, besides the mud and the bugs and a few people that just seem like they do not like hikers at all, has been about one of my favorite states so far. Just really cool. I've been through some pine forests and some good climbs, but the views when you get them, they're amazing. And really green, just pretty nice trail, lots of rocks and roots everywhere. My feet in the old shoes were just getting eaten up. But the new shoes so far have slid a couple times on rocks, and even my old worn out ones with hardly any lugs left on them didn't slide on these rocks. So wondering if I made a mistake by not going with the Vibram soles. It cost about $50 for a shuttle to get to Rutland and back. I could have caught, maybe if we'd got far enough today, a free shuttle tomorrow into town, but they stopped running the shuttle at 4 o'clock. So I'd have probably had to pay for a shuttle anyway. So this way I had the phone a day earlier and I could start capturing video again. Because I think the area we're coming up to, Killington Peak, is going to be really awesome. It's a massive climb up there. It's a 4,000 footer. So we've got a lot of ascent tomorrow. But I wanted to capture that. But our resupply in town, everything was right there by Verizon. We got Taco Bell, which I haven't had since Irwin. We got grocery store, which your resupply is so much better than a gas station. And almost probably 80 to 90% of our resupplies came from a gas station, which is both expensive and you get a lack of selection. So going to a grocery store, we are going to eat good out here for the next 4 days on our way to Hanover. Got some amazing stuff. I'll try to show it later. And then Dick's Sporting Good store was there, and I really needed shoes, and I didn't get them in the last town, Manchester Center. And I think I'll explain that in a video that'll come out before this one, so won't go over that again. But they did have shoes for the trail at Dick's, and the price was right on them. So I spent about $60 less than I have been on shoes. So hopefully they'll work until the end. If not, we'll figure that out later. We'd had a little bit of time to plan for our Alaska trip, look at our distance that we needed to get. It was going to be a pretty big push to get to where I was wanting to go. So I looked again, and pretty much everything from here on out goes to Boston before it goes to Portland anyway. So we just moved our plane tickets to Boston, and we will fly out of Boston to Seattle, Washington. So we really still only have a few options as far as where to get on the bus. So I think it's doable. We'll have to push some bigger days, which we got some cooler days coming up. It's going to help. And if we put in longer hours, we can still take it fairly easy and put in bigger days. It just depends on how big the mountains are between us and there, and the mountains keep getting bigger. So we just came up another 500-foot ascent, 2 of them back to back. And I am soaked in sweat. And we got another 1,000-foot climb before our shelter. And we won't get in until close to 8, which means I am going to be soaked when I go to bed. And my stuff don't dry out overnight. If I got there around 7, it gives my shirt a chance to dry out before bedtime. So this guy today, the shuttle driver, just completely messed up every plan I had. So if we'd have got back out at a reasonable time, we could have got close to our 18 miles, probably like 15. We could have made up those 3 miles tomorrow and not had to did 15 or 5 days of 20 plus miles. But now, because we're getting here late, we got to stay at a shelter area with no bear box. We get there late and we get way less miles. And for the next 5 days, we've got to get up really early and put in big miles every day, which hopefully the humidity dies down a little bit, because I am dying. So these are big pine trees. Some of those other forests we walked through were little tiny pine trees that were growing really close together, and they were really cool, thick. But this is cool too. I love big pine tree forests. Captured FG again, and we're going to ask FG a couple of questions on the spot. So FG, now that you've been out here for almost 2 months, what do you think of the trail?
It's medium. It's not too hard, but it's not easy.
Okay.
I think it's more mentally challenging.
And what type of tips can you offer future hikers?
I don't know.
There he is again, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring
Not much
food.
help. Bring food, he said.
Bring more money.
He eats like a hiker. All right, we've captured FG again. Not more than 5 steps that we captured him last time. We have a new question for him. All right, FG, why don't you get that chewed up? What has been your favorite section of the trail so far?
Maryland, beginning of Pennsylvania, or mid-Vermont. One of those two.
That was 3.
No, I said Maryland and beginning of Pennsylvania.
That's
And then
2.
Middle of Vermont. That's only 1.
Oh, okay.
That's a section.
So that was 2. We've got rivers on both sides of us. Really cool. We had to rock hop across the last river. It was kind of wide. One of the wider ones we've had to rock hop across. So it's about 7:40 right now. We got a little less than a mile to get into camp, so that'll put us there at the shelter a little past 8. Camp chores that we have to do: put up tent, hang 2 bear lines because we both have heavy food bags. I think we have enough. FG may have to filter water tonight. I'll have to filter in the morning. But we got to get all that done, and then I've got to get some videos ready to get out because my phone's been broken. So I'll be up for a little while doing that, at least getting one for hopefully tomorrow and the next day. And after that, got to get up early tomorrow and get moving. So earlier than we've been accustomed to getting up. This is a big climb right here.